Grand Slam produced another grand rating for AEW Collision for the second week running. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Wrestling for your late, out of date AEW Collision quarter hour rating breakdown. And it was a good week for Collision. It's 2 weeks in a row now we've seen the Collision rating actually go up. Last week it went up by about 80,000. This week it also went up by about 80,000. If they can continue that trend for the next 6 weeks, Collision will be over 1 million. But we all know that's not going to happen. In fact, this will probably be the best rating that Collision gets for the next 2 months. But anyway, I digress. The Collision rating was 435,000. Let's look and see how they got there and how they delivered that. So quarter one, 8 o'clock to 8:15. Soraya versus Jamie Hayter in a Soraya rules match. Then we got Will Ospreay and Ricochet backstage. This kicked off the show. 489,000 in the viewership and 181,000 in the key demo. Highest rated viewership and highest rated key demo quarter of the show. So quarter one started off good, and that was as good as it got. However, what I will say is, there was pretty much, after the drop off from quarter one, it was pretty consistent up until, unfortunately, the main event, which kind of tells me that nobody cares about the main event, and honestly, I don't care about the main event either, so I think they need to structure it better. I think they should have had Jeff Jarrett versus Hangman Adam Page be the main event. They went with the title match, but, Okada's just not a draw. It is what it is, guys. He's not a draw. The money they're paying for this guy is actually sickening. They brought in all these fucking bums that ain't moving the needle. And it's like, why? Why have you done this? Why are you giving 5 million here, 5 million there? Okada, they put him in the main event and he absolutely tanks it. But we'll talk more about that when we get there. Quarter two, 8:15 to 8:30 p.m. The Learning Tree versus the Conglomeration. This went down 12%. In viewership, down to 431,000, so that is a drop-off of 58,000, and in the key demo, we went down 9% to 164,000. Quarter three, got 8:30 to 8:45. Brody King versus Action Andretti, post-match with Top Flight. Then we got Lio Rush, Lila Grey, House of Black, Jack Perry versus Minoru Suzuki. This went down 4% to 413,000, and it also went down 4% in the key demo as well, so 4 and 4. But don't worry, they get it back, because quarter four, 8:40, that's a lot of fours by the way, quarter four, 8:45 to 9 p.m, Jack Perry versus Minoru Suzuki continued, post-match with Karashui Shibata. Then we got Claudio Cascanoli, Pac, and Wheeler Yuta taking on Commander and Private Party. And this went up 4% in the viewership and 4% in the key demo. So viewership now back up to 428,000. Going into quarter five, we continue to go up. We got 9 o'clock to 9:15. The Outrunners video. Then it was the Beast Mortos versus Dragolistic versus Hologram. Post-match with Rush. What a shite quarter. In terms of that match, there's just not a single draw there, yet the rating went up. And it's partly because it's quarter five. Normally quarter five always goes up because it's the top of the hour. But it went up 6% to 453,000 and went up 9% in the key demo to 179,000. So not bad there. Quarter six, 9:15 to 9:30. Chris Statlander with a backstage promo. Then we got MXM Collection. Billy Gunn in there. The Acclaimed live angle. This went down 2% in viewership to 445,000 and went down 3% in the key demo to 174,000. Just nobody really cares about MXM Collection. I don't get it. They got absolutely buried when it came to WWE, and rightfully so, because I don't think the whole Dupree thing, Maximum Male Models, I don't think that was ever going anywhere. Maybe it would have been better if LA Knight stayed in it, or Max Dupree, or whatever, but obviously that didn't happen, and then, the faction kind of fell away, but it's weird that Tony Khan's brought them in with the same gimmick. That just doesn't really happen. I can't really think of a time in wrestling when someone, obviously, like, Hulk Hogan is Hulk Hogan, and that's kind of different. You're not going to change Hulk Hogan's gimmick because he's fucking Hulk Hogan, But, like, with jobbers, I don't ever really recall, unless, like, the person had the gimmick before they got to, like, WWE or whatever. I never really recall a guy in the lower card coming up with a gimmick well in a company and then going to another big company and keeping that gimmick. Normally they would always change it. So, I thought it was strange, but anyway, who cares? It went down. Quarter seven, 9:30 to 9:45 p.m. Jeff Jarrett versus Hangman Adam Page. This went up 2% in viewership to 453,000. and it went up 1% in key demo to 176,000. But then it's main event time, guys. Here we go, quarter 8. Yes, it is time to rant. It's time to rant because this guy absolutely sucks. 9:45 to 10 p.m. Hangman Adam Page, Big Bang Gang Live, and then we got Kazuchika Okada versus Sammy Guevara in the main event. This had a 15% loss in viewership down to 385,000. The only quarter to go under 400. And it speaks for itself. It lost what? It lost 68,000. So 68,000 loss from quarter 7. And in the key demo, it went down 13% as well. A big drop in the key demo. And what's the difference? People didn't tune it because of Hangman Adam Page because he was in the previous quarter. The fact is, nobody cares about Okada. He's just another Japanese guy that comes in, speaks no English. When he does manage to speak English, he gets about 2 words out. Shut up, bitches. I might be free, but who cares? You know, I've got fucking 2 words for him. You suck. Because you do suck, Okada, man. You're shite. I've no issue with Tony Khan bringing these Japanese guys in as roster fillers. If he brought Okada in and he was paying him $20 a night or something like that to, I don't know, brush the floor, maybe do some camera work like McMahon used to do back in the day, get the cheap Asian labour in. I mean, if he wants to do that, then that's fine. But to bring this guy in on a $5 million a year contract, that's fucking ridiculous. This guy's not worth Nobody in AEW is worth $5 million a year, but not this guy. You know, there's people that I think are worth a little bit more than others, but definitely nobody's worth $5 million, and he's not the guy that should be on $5 million if anybody has to be on $5 million. I tell you what, see in a year, 2 years, AEW is going to, the average money, everyone's going to be on $5 million. And you know what? Tony Khan might have a lot of cash, but if you're overpaying for everybody, if you're paying fucking everybody that ain't drawing you a dime, that ain't, bringing you, if you're paying out $5 million to people that aren't bringing you in shit, sooner or later, your money will dwindle. I mean, this guy can't afford to do this. It's different, him and the Jacksonville Jaguars or him at Fulham Football Club, because, you might be paying $5 million a year, but those people are winning you games. Those people are bringing in you money with the, big touchdowns or big goals to keep you in the Premier League, or, like defensive blocks to get you into the NFL playoffs, to get you into the championship games. Those guys deserve that money. There will be people at Jacksonville Jaguars and people at Fulham that are talented players and actually produce for their clubs, and they'll be looking at this shit and they'll go, why is this fake Japanese wrestler who isn't even drawing a dime? Why is this guy? Why is he making more money than me? It's insane. Okada doesn't deserve shit. And Sammy Guevara sucks as well, so I'm not surprised that this had a big loss here, 15% down in viewership. It was the lowest viewership quarter of the show, and it was the lowest key demo quarter of the show. So, what a surprise. Okada dropping the ball, but he won't care, because every year there's been $5 million dropped into his bank account thanks to Tony Khan. So, yeah, that's what it is, guys. That's your AEW Collision Quarters. We'll catch you in the next one. Been Fog Wrestling. Thanks for watching. Peace.